you carry inside you life ether that is shaped through tone and light and warmth. Okay, so what I did was to try to figure out how to do this process with this guy. How can I transform an etheric form lawfully? Can it be done? Okay, so the first thing I did was I put it into edges only. This is the Earth study. This is the Earth study. So I put that right here and here. That's the Earth study. I'm trying to study the Earth study of this, and I found out that I'll look at the edges. I looked to find out if there was a form inside it, like this one. Remember how I took the center of all the forms and I connected them? I did the same thing with this, and I got a whole new form in there. It's green. A whole new form again. I also found out if I make it in points only, it makes this form, which are 3 crosses. But these are points only. See, there's no edges. Here's the one with edges. And right in the middle of this form is a cube. He's loose right now. Better tighten him up. But there is a cube in here, geometrically perfect, that comes in. And there is a cube in this form. That means that originally this form, being the heart, would also have a cube. And Rudolf Steiner said that in our body there is a cube that carries all our karma. And why a cube? Because that's Earth. That's where all the karma takes place. It's right in the center. But it wasn't the center of the form. It really upset me. Because that's not in the center. It's higher than it is in the bottom. And that really bothered me a long time. But then when I put it in a sphere, it's right in the middle. And if I take that sphere, okay, and I measure the distance that a sphere would go around that cube, if I do the proportions right, okay, through the geometry, the circle that goes, the sphere that goes all the way around is the Earth, and the core of the Earth is exactly the size of that cube. And I'm getting research from Sweden that says the core of the Earth now, they have finally found out, is a cube. It's not a sphere. Latest research. And then there's a research group in Switzerland, not in Switzerland, but in Stuttgart. They backed them up. Says, yes, there is a cube. We found it too. Okay, so that's the Earth study. See, what I did is once I found that form, I made this one. It's the same form, right? And then I connected all the points right there, and there's where the cube is. Okay, that's Earth. That's how I studied the Earth. Okay, so now we come to water. And water is what's changing. Now remember how I changed this one? I found out that I could change a cube by spinning it. So this was great that I found this, so I could apply it to this etheric form. And when I turned it, it turned into a bell. This is the tone ether. This is water. This one here is water. And the etheric above it is tone. This is the same form here that's going through, and it's connected. They're all connected because this is what I found the etheric does. They're all connected together. Whatever form comes in, they're connected. So this is the tone ether. Through spinning it. So I have to test it. Have to make sure I'm right. So I make it geometrically. and then I make it solid. The bell. This is an etheric bell. Imagine that. This is not an earth bell. It's not a geo bell. It's a spiral bell. It's an etheric bell. That means that I can't put a handle on this and hold it up. There has to be another way to mount this bell so that the whole thing vibrates at one time. If you put a handle on the top, like all the bells are throughout history for thousands of years, it deadens this top part cone. I don't need to do that. This can't be deadened at all because it's a tone ether. All right, so then I went to turning it inside out. That's this one. The other part of alchemy, to turn things inside out. Kidneys. This is a person who can't make up their mind. I said, always changing their mind. You know what, yesterday they said this, and then they said this today. Oh, don't worry, tomorrow they'll say it the other way. Okay, that means that that person has an organ problem, okay, that they need to work on. That's a temperament. And that's that person's gift. That's what they brought to earth to help them transform, to go back into the spiritual world. So it's not, if you have an organ problem, and we all do, there isn't one person that escapes. We all have organ problems. We don't know which one until we start to search. And then when we find it, we have to transform it. And then you have what Rudolf Steiner calls sense-free thinking or objective work. If you're coming off the organs, it's all subjective. We have to get away from the subjective and we have to go in the objective. And why? Because nature has us here. Plants, animals, humans. It's here. But all the gods have moved away from us. They're gone. They took off. And the only thing that's left is what we see here in nature. And it's not finished. They didn't finish it for us. They took off and said, hey, it's your turn. I want to see how you finish it because we're really interested. And that's why they're interested in us, is because we can change and perfect nature. We can perfect it because it's not perfect yet. So all of us have to do that by getting over our temperament and our organ problems so that we can work on nature. Because if we don't, then we approach nature in an organ problem. We approach it with organ thinking. And we dream with organ dreams. We have to stop organ dreams. We have to work on ourselves so that doesn't happen. And how we do that? We work just like this through alchemy. All right, now what I did here is, what is the fire of this form? So I found out that it's an asymmetrical form. So this is what the asymmetrical form looks like when it inverts. It's still inverts, but boy, that's wild. A lot of people have trouble with that because it's not regular. But it does invert. And there's a form in here. And here's the form inside there, which some of you have seen. Most of you have seen. This is it. This is what's inside that form. And it's a dual heart. It has a retrograde, okay, that creates the heart. And of course this curve and this curve have the golden mean proportion. There's not a straight line on it. And this is the circulation. This is the blood circulation. And this is the heart. But turned into an inversion, it shows the way the blood moves. Geometrically. Okay, I found all this stuff out artistically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this PowerPoint presentation and show you some things that I don't have, but I'll also show you some of these things that are here. Tonight you're going to hear an etheric machine. Okay, you're not going to see it, but you're going to hear what the etheric machines of the future will sound like. And they're not exploding, they're imploding. They're not gasoline pushed up with a piston under pressure into a spark plug and exploding. Okay? This is imploding. And you'll hear it. You'll get to hear it. And I have to keep this off the internet. I keep everything on the internet, but I gave everything away because I figure that then I won't have dark forces after me. Put this out there. There's no secrets. Okay? And also, why should have the dark forces have the secrets? The light forces should have them too. So there's no secrets. Except this one I can't put on the internet yet because the guy who told me, who was working with this, told me that probably you get kidnapped. But it's going on the internet, I tell you. I'm not going to wait too long. So here it is. Here, what I'll show you here is the ones that I showed up here are the Platonic forms, and these are solids, okay? And then here are all the studies that have been going on throughout the world. Look how beautiful some of them are. That's a tetrahedron. That's fire. That's warmth. That's caloric. That's the heart. Okay, and then here's how I started. I started with a piece of mud and 7 sticks, and that's where all this went to. So what I'm telling you is that, like I said before, you don't have to start big sophisticated stuff. You could just start out with an idea. That's what that is. That's an idea. And what I'm looking for is what I can't see. And all of this stuff up here that you saw here, never been seen. Okay, so here's the different things I tried to find the 7-sided form, putting spheres inside a piece of clay in the middle, like this, and here's the ones that have been done to find 7. So there's a lot of 7-sided forms out there. This is like a cube of butter with 5 sides. The top and the bottom are 7. This is a cube with the corner cut off. But all of these are heptahedrons. That's a heptahedron. 2 heptahedrons right there. Here's another heptahedron. A hepta is 7. Yeah? Hedron, faces. That's 7 faces. Okay, there is no other tetrahedron in the world. Okay? There's only one. There's only one tetrahedron. But there are a lot of heptahedrons. You just saw 3 of them. And of course mine is the 4th, and there's many, many more. So I took it upon myself to name it. You can't name this. Okay, it's a tetrahedron. It's over. But in this case it isn't. So I named this a chestahedron. Okay, so now you're thinking, oh, that's because of his last name. Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it? But this form is found in the chest. It's a heart form. It's an etheric heart form. It's found in the chest. Now, I didn't call it chesterhedron. I call it chestahedron, like tetrahedron or octahedron. Now, it's found in the chest. Now, also, okay, I'm choleric. Okay, I am of the heart. Okay, I had a brother. I had 2 brothers. Both died of a heart problem. I almost died of the heart problem. My dad died of the heart problem. Okay, I had a heart murmur until I was 12 years old. That means that the blue blood and the red blood were mixing. There was a hole between the 2. So I had to have certain things that, I never went to an operation or anything like that. It's all done through rest. So, my dad worked on the first heart-lung machine in the world. He also worked on a probe that went in and recorded the heartbeat of a whale for the first time. So I have a connection. We all do. Even our names can give us an idea of our destiny. We have something behind us that's driving us. All of us. We can't see it. We can't control it. We don't know where it's going. But we have to have faith, okay, that driving, what's driving us has a purpose. That's why we're here. So even looking at your name, okay, even looking at your name can help you and find out what your destiny is, what you are supposed to be doing here, because you made an agreement to come here to